Congressman Steve Scalise is a minority whip of the House. Congressman, it's good to see you. How are you?
Judge, great to be back with you. Doing well.
Okay, good. Let's talk about AOC. All hell is going to break loose with climate change. We got 9 years, and then it's the end of democracy. While the southern border there's a rush on the border right now, while criminals are being let out of jail, victims are being ignored, and this woman is worried about democracy. Is she crazy, or am I?
Judge, what they're scared to death about, especially these big government socialists led by AOC, is losing power. Look, they've run this country for the last 2 years into the ground. There's fires all over the world, but if you look in America, inflation crisis, high gas price crisis, border crisis, crime running rampant, let alone what they've done on foreign policy and those debacles from Afghanistan to Ukraine. So they don't want to lose power, but they know the country's fed up with their big government socialist push to the left. And that's why you're going to see this huge wave in November of people saying we want to take our country back, just like they did in last November in Virginia, where they said we want to take our country back because parents want to be involved in kids' education. Those are the kind of issues that people care about. Democrats want to talk about January 6th every day because they don't want to talk about the inflation and the high cost of everything that they've created with 2 years in total charge of Washington.
And, one of the other issues that they don't want to confront is the issue of crime. And, Jen Psaki a couple of months back was saying, look at them. Look at Janine Parrish. Why is she talking about crime? It has no consequences. Well, we're being overrun by criminals who are not being held and simply being allowed to go out again and reoffend. And yet it doesn't seem that they're getting the memo. I keep going back to the question. What are they looking for? Are they looking to just satisfy the progressive end of the party? But the progressive end of their party is at odds with the other end of the Democrat Party, which is why they're fractured. I mean, so why is Joe Biden even listening?
Well, he's letting the big government socialists drive the agenda. AOC, Bernie Sanders, they're the thought leaders of the Democrat Party, and they're driving things. They were pushing defund the police. Now they want no cash bail. They want to let people out if they're violent criminals. And you're seeing it destroy big cities. You're seeing it run people out of big cities. Look, there was like 1 million people that left the state of New York last year. Many of them moving to states like Florida. They're seeking freedom, and they're seeking an escape from the socialist states. They don't want to see the country run like a socialist nation. And that's really what this fight's about. That's what November's election is going to be about. Do you want freedom, or do you want big government socialism? But if you look at the mask mandate, I mean, for goodness sake, the courts finally said enough with CDC over pushing their boundaries. You can actually fly on a plane with or without a mask. It's your choice. And Joe Biden appealed that because they want government control. They don't want to let go of control.
And the amazing part of it is, if they appeal it now, what is the CDC, which was one of the reasons for the overturning of the case? It had to do with the CDC, not following the requirements and the fact that Congress didn't give the CDC the power that they're using. But in the end, what you've got now, if they appeal now with low numbers, how could they possibly win with the circuit court?
Right. This is working. Freedom actually works. They don't believe in it. They don't want people to have freedom, but people want freedom, and they yearn for it in Ukraine, and they sure yearn for it in America. And when they see it taken away, they really, really do get loud. And you're seeing it in school board meetings across the country. You're seeing it in elections, where the big government socialists are losing to people that choose freedom. I choose freedom, as you do as well, but it works. Stop trying to ruin it here in America.
And it's frightening when an ex-president comes around and says, we've got to moderate what's being said. And, the First Amendment is not as absolute as people think. Anyway.
They want to get rid of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. It just goes right down the line. People are fed up with it. They're fed up. And that's why we're going to take our country back, starting in November with the House, ultimately getting the White House in 24.
All right. Congressman Steve Scalise, always good to talk to you. Thank you.
Great being with you, Judge.
All right.
Thanks.